23-year-old Lauren Licea loves traveling and making TikTok videos.
You have a crush?
Yes.
Can I see your crush, please?
Ain't nothing pretty but her face.
She also requires round-the-clock care after a car crash left her paralyzed when she was just 16.
I don't remember the day of the accident.
Her mother, Stephanie Celis, definitely remembers.
Which was the day before the first day of school.
It was August 19th, 2018, and Lauren was riding in a car heading onto the turnpike northbound from 836. Her friend was at the wheel and lost control.
They hit a tree and they were ejected.
The crash left Lauren and her friend severely injured.
I'll never forget that first time I saw her, with her face all bandaged up with blood and, her big red bun on top of her head.
Lauren suffered a traumatic brain injury, spinal cord damage, and broken bones in her face. She spent 4 months in intensive care, then 2 months at a rehab facility in Jacksonville.
She did destroy her entire face, basically. She lost an eye. She is paralyzed. Pretty much from the chest down. She can move her arms.
Halfway there.
But her biggest challenge has been something else.
This is Lauren here, actually. This is her skull.
Dr. Arthur DeRosier is Lauren's craniofacial surgeon.
When a patient has a car accident and they get infected, the infection can come back. And unfortunately, that's what happened with her. The challenge right now is the infection is what we call a multi-drug resistant infection.
The infection means Lauren can't have reconstructive surgery. It also puts her at risk for becoming very sick.
She has monthly surgeries. Every single month she goes in, says she can get a washout and debridement and put some antibiotic to kind of, hold it. They can't do any further reconstruction because of it.
Now, Dr. DeRosier is recommending an experimental medication that could help keep Lauren out of the hospital each month.
This is a technology where you train the virus to kill the bacteria. So essentially you're using the DNA specific to Lauren's bacteria. You're then sequencing that DNA, putting it into the virus, and then taking that virus and making it to be a very specific killer for Lauren's bacteria.
But so far, that medication has been out of reach. Celis estimates it would cost $40,000 to $60,000.
There's no way we can pay for that ourselves. So it's kind of stuck now, but we'll get there. We'll get there.
Celis and Dr. DeRosier set up a GoFundMe page to raise money for the medication, which requires FDA approval.
It's experimental, but it has been successfully used on multiple other patients before.
It can be everything. If we get rid of that bacteria, they can finally do reconstruction. And then she can hopefully have, most of her life back.
I do want, a family in the future. I do see my goals, and I will get there one day.
She has not given up, so therefore I'm not giving up on her either.
To find Lauren's GoFundMe page, just search for the story on your NBC6 app. Chris, Constance.
Well, now that President Joe Biden has left the White House, Hakeem Jeffries is now the nation's highest-ranking Democrat. And as minority leader of the U.S. House of Representatives, he's facing the challenge of reaching across the aisle to get things done with Republicans firmly in control of all elected branches of government in Washington. And the moves he will make will resonate with all those who are watching, including young minds who may one day have political ambitions.
Leader Jeffries, first of all, thank you. Thank you so much for this opportunity to talk to us here with NBC6, also Voices as well. I have to get to some politics, just a little bit of politics, of course, and because that's why you're a leader on on the Hill. So I got to ask you that now the president, Donald Trump, is he's been reelected, going into his second time on the job. Do you believe that anything will get done on a bipartisanship level? Do you believe that because the Republicans control the House, that there will be bipartisanship and we can see some hot button issues get passed when it comes to immigration, when it comes to the economy, when it comes to education?
Our plan as House Democrats is to find bipartisan common ground with the incoming administration and our Republican colleagues on any issue, whenever and wherever possible, in order to make life better for the American people, particularly as it relates to driving down the high cost of living that exists in the country and has for far too long. At the same period of time, we know that there are going to have to be things that we defend, like Social Security and Medicare, the Affordable Care Act, the education of our children, and push back against efforts, for instance, to potentially abolish the Department of Education. But we are looking forward to finding the opportunities to actually work together, use our common sense to find solutions that solve problems for everyday Americans, and to do it not simply as Democrats or Republicans, but to do it as those public servants who were sent to Washington to get things done.
And here in South Florida, immigration is a hot button issue, especially with Haitian Americans that are here in South Florida. They are living in fear and anxiety because of what President Trump has said he's going to do on day one. What do you have to say to those Haitian Americans about living in fear and fear that TPS is going to run out? They're going to be sent back to Haiti.
Here in America, it's clear that we have a broken immigration system, and we need to fix it, and we need to fix it in a bipartisan and comprehensive manner. It's important to recognize that in this country, we are both a nation anchored in the rule of law as well as a nation of immigrants. And we want to continue to create pathways toward citizenship for legal immigration as part of the great tradition here in South Florida, which is a melting pot, including, of course, the Haitian American community, as well as in other parts of the country. The American people know that the immigration system is broken, want to make sure that any enforcement efforts are targeted to felons and not families. And that's going to have to be the line that we evaluate whether the incoming administration has gone too far in a manner inconsistent with where the American people are at this moment. We have to secure our border. We have to continue to be a nation anchored in the rule of law, but we can also welcome hard-working immigrants who contribute to the community and to society, as is the case in the Haitian American community.
My last question here for you, Leader Jeffries. So you made history in 2022, becoming the first African American to lead a party caucus in either chamber of Congress. And you are the first and only black leader of any party in any chamber of Congress in its 235-year history. So what does this mean to you? And what does this mean to those African Americans wanting to get into politics in the future?
We all stand on the shoulders of legends like the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., who championed a society that creates opportunity for everyone regardless of color. It's an honor and a privilege for me to represent the people of the 8th Congressional District back home in New York, but now serve in the position as House Democratic leader. And I think it's a reflection of the fact that here in America, we're blessed with a government of the people, by the people, and for the people, and representative democracy, where anyone, including those who emerge from working class neighborhoods or humble beginnings, can serve the people at the highest levels of government. But it's our responsibility to make sure that when you have the opportunity to govern, you get things done. That's what Frederica Wilson is all about. That's what I hope to continue to bring to the table for the people.
Leader Jeffries, thank you.
Thank you.
Let's take you back to the heyday of Miami Beach, the 1940s. We are on Collins Avenue and 18th Street, and we're going to take you inside with an exclusive look at the restoration, the remodel of the historic Raleigh Hotel.
The flair, the famous facade, the feel of the Raleigh and Art Deco Miami Beach. The likes of Audrey Hepburn and Madonna cooled down poolside and cabanas here. It's where fashion icon Karl Lagerfeld launched Chanel's first resort line in 2008 by the fleur-de-lis shaped pool.
You do an eclectic celebration of the dance. You do fussy, fussy, fussy. You do Martha Graham, Martha Graham, Martha Graham.
In 1996, it was home to Robin Williams and Nathan Lane in the classic film The Birdcage. But a decade of neglect, a blow from Hurricane Irma in 2017, and it was shuttered. This is the return of the Raleigh.
These are properties that really should be seen as they were designed in the 40s. These are gorgeous properties. And we agreed with the city to go and strip out anything that is not original and restore these to the original design.
Luxury real estate developer Michael Chvaux purchased the space in 2019 and shares with us the future for the 215 feet of beachfront property, still paying homage to the Raleigh's history and story.
We're taking this hotel and bringing it to the highest level of luxury. This is going to be the leading hotel on the beach, but still maintaining all the original design elements, from the martini bar to the tiger room to all the little details on the flooring that you'll see when we go to the Raleigh that will show people how it was when it was designed, but obviously upgraded to 2027.
It's pretty loud right now with all of the ongoing construction, but where I am right now will eventually be the Beach Club with a beautiful view of the historic Raleigh Hotel.
We broke a sweat climbing 7 flights of stairs to the top of the hotel. A bird's eye view of the historic pool, named the most beautiful pool in America by Time magazine in 1967.
That is the historical Raleigh pool, which will remain untouched along with the palm trees and along with the side which used to be the bar. They will restore it and keep the original Raleigh pool as it was and as it will be. Do you remember the penthouse at the Raleigh? This was it. All of this is going to go, and it will now become a rooftop.
A rooftop space, restaurants, private pools, no details go unseen. Renowned architect Peter Marino reimagined the 60-key hotel, which will thoughtfully and completely be visible by all sides. Because this 17-story residential glass tower with 40 unique waterfront residences will sit closest to the water. $10 to $150 million to live in a landmark.
What does a project like this say about Miami and where we are on the map, not just coast to coast, but globally?
You know, the Financial Times had an article probably 2 years ago that Miami is the most important city in America. People live in Miami now, people eat in Miami, people also vacation in Miami, but Miami became what I call as a true city that has a full life here, not a place where you just come and visit. There is no other Raleigh.
Check it out, that is what is left of the Richmond and the South Seas, all part of this mega billion-dollar project. Can't wait to bring you back here in 2 years to show you the finished product. That is a timeline, about 2 years here on this project. Want to learn more about the future of the Raleigh and the beautiful residents here at Miami Beach? Go ahead and scan that QR code right there on your screen and we'll connect you. Also, connect with us. Let us know what you want us to check out in your neighborhood and your community. If you want to know what's being built here, well, go ahead and check it out. That QR code will connect you with everything you need to know. On Miami Beach, Roxanne Vargas, NBC6 News.
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there.
Vile, racist, disgusting, and untrue.
I hear you saying that they're baseless, but I'm not repeating them because I invented them out of thin air. I'm repeating them because my constituents are saying these things are happening.
The man who want to lead this country doubling down on a vicious lie to score points with voters.
Same old tired playbook we've heard for years.
Driven by an agenda that may be putting people and places at risk.
It's important for people to understand this is starting with the Haitian and who is going to be next.
Their political ambitions threatening the security and stability of all Americans, something the current administration won't stand for.
Simply wrong. There's no place in America. This has to stop what he's doing. It has to stop.